life is too short to be anything but happy.
Right.
And nobody is your permanent enemy and nothing is permanently against you. In all circumstances, be smiling, be happy. That's my secret of happiness. There is no shortcut in the pharma industry. What I would always say is, and this is to any manufacturer, is making money is one thing, but you cannot make money over people's health. If you have to survive in the industry, you have to innovate, you have to grow, and you have to come up with newer ideas. Perseverance and what you earn out of perseverance and patience will stand with you for a long time. You cannot say, I get into it today, tomorrow I need gains. No. You need a lot of patience, you need perseverance, and I have seen over the years, perseverance pays. Short term will pay you short term.
Yeah.
But in the long term, you're going to struggle.
Hi guys, good morning sir.
Morning.
Today with us we have Mr. R.S. Swaminathan, Managing Director of Spectrum Pharmatech Consultants. So sir, we are at CPHI India. How has this exhibition been for you?
This year, CPHI has been a real revelation. And we have had very good footfall. And there have been many, potential clients.
Correct.
Okay, and I'm sure this CPHI PMEC is going to be a turning point in the growth of Spectrum.
That's amazing, sir. Sir, while we were discussing a couple of things outside, you seem like a very jolly person. What is the secret behind your temperament?
There's no secret behind it. And the only thing I would say is, which I believe, life is too short to be anything but happy.
Right.
And nobody is your permanent enemy and nothing is permanently against you. In all circumstances, be smiling, be happy. That's my secret of happiness.
Yeah, that's an amazing philosophy to lead life by. So sir, you have been in the pharma industry for around 40 years.
Yeah.
And before that, you were in the pure chemicals industry for around 6 years. So how did you transition from pure chemicals into pharma industry?
My first exposure to the pharma industry was when I joined a company which was then known as Mayhem Baker.
Mainly.
It became Ron Palank and now it is a part of the Aventus.
Okay.
Even though I'm a chemical engineer, I found my calling, my passion when I was doing a project for Mayhem Baker. And I realized that pharmaceutical is something where you are not only contributing to society as a whole, but to the well-being of society, to the health of the society. So I thought this is a calling which I should take it up as a passion, and I developed it.
That's amazing, sir. Can you tell us, after your pure chemicals industry, in which company did you join first in the pharma industry, and how was your whole journey throughout the industry?
See, as I said, after being in the pure chemicals for about 6 years,
Yeah.
my first exposure was Mayhem Baker. Then it was 1984 that I joined Lupin Laboratories.
Okay.
And the best part of Lupin Laboratories is it's a company which lets you make mistakes and learn from mistakes. And I was there from 84 to 95. I saw the pharma industry evolve. I remember even in 95 or I would say early 90s, the pharma industry in India was in a very nascent stage. We were just, getting exposed to the outside world. And we were looking at what is known as USFDA, GMP, and all were buzzwords in those days. And so that's how I took interest in it, learned, and started getting into the pharma business. And in 95, when I saw that most of the pharma companies in India are looking at the exports and needing to meet CGMP standards. With whatever I learned from Lupin, I started off Spectrum. That's how Spectrum as a company started as a pure GMP consultant. And over the years, from being a pure GMP consultant, we are now a full service provider from A to Z, from let's say concept to the market, sort of a business model we have.
Oops, got it. Sir, after completing your engineering from Regional Engineering College of Trichy, the perspective that you have about the industry must be different from traditional pharma background people. Did you ever feel that throughout your long journey?
See, most people look at pharma industry as a very small industry, but at the same time they know that it is required for the health of the country.
Yes.
Whether it is the industry people or the government, for them pharma industry is not something which you can beat your drums about. They look at petrochemicals, they look at large investments. Compared to them, pharma, the investment is low, relatively low. But then at the end of the day, what a pharma company produces is much more critical, much more important to the well-being of citizens than any other industry.
It has a direct impact.
It has a direct impact on people's life. It is next to only to food, I would say.
Yeah.
But what happens is people need food to survive, so they eat and they're going to fall sick.
Yeah.
So they need medicines to survive. So it's a vicious cycle. Food, pharma. Food, pharma. It's going to go on.
So that is an amazing outlook. So, sir, throughout your journey in the pharma industry, what kinds of experiences have you had? What kinds of learnings did you get from your journey?
The most important learning I have found, especially as a pharmaceutical consultant, is that there is no shortcut in the pharma industry. What I would always say is, and this is to any manufacturer, is making money is one thing, but you cannot make money over people's health.
Right.
So no shortcuts. GMP is not something people talk only for the sake of having fun or some auditors giving you questions and answers.
Right.
It is something that you have to meet, you have to follow GMP for a simple reason that even one life is as costly as your planet.
Right.
Because of wrong medicine, if one person dies, it's something beyond compare, beyond even value.
Yeah.
So you have to be following GMP, you have to follow the rules and regulations of pharma manufacturing so that you are counted among the best. Today people say that India is the pharmacy to the world. But let's not just say it, let's show it in action. That's it.
So the thing that you're saying is we cannot put a price on life.
There's no price on life because you don't know. Well, let's be very proud of the fact that we always say that Chaiwala is the Prime Minister of the country.
Yeah.
So who knows tomorrow who will become what? So it's not that difficult. You have to follow systems, and especially when you're playing with medicines and health.
Yes, sir. Now, earlier you talked about the initial stages of the pharma industry of India when GMP standards and other things were a buzzword. And right now we are being called the pharmacy of the world. So this whole evolution you have seen with your own eyes. So, sir, what do you think about the whole evolution process and how did it go?
See, it's the moment Indians started exporting outside India, especially to the developed world, they realized that if you have to survive in the industry, you have to innovate, you have to grow, and you have to come up with newer ideas.
Right.
And if you see the industry today, till a few years back, especially when it came to sterile products, Indian industry was not given that importance. Even Indian injectable plants were not, were not looked at positively by the Western world. But today, if you look at it, there are multiple injectable plants coming up.
Yeah.
Both in vaccines and in general injections. And one important thing which has come up now and which is going to be the next growth area is biologics. Because in the idea of biologics is the smaller the medicines, the smaller the molecules, easier to deliver. Today the world is moving towards easier drug delivery systems. Now, other than swallowing pills and tablets like you used to do in those days, injections. People are looking at single dose injections, how easily it can be delivered. So the world is moving very fast nowadays. Earlier it was tablet, capsule. It took like what took about a decade now happens in a couple of years, the changes. It's too fast, and okay, I may be getting old, but it's for the next generation. They have to keep pace with the growth very fast.
Right. So, sir, while the young generation will try to keep up with the pace of the industry, where do you see the shortcomings for them to improve upon?
See, as I said, the young generation should keep pace with the industry. At the same time, the young generation should know that they need patience. Today's generation is what I would say is instant, like something like 2-minute noodles. They want instant gratification. They want instant everything.
Right.
But especially in pharma, which is a knowledge-based industry, you require patience. You require dedication to your job and whatever you do to get a good quality output. So they need to be patient. They need to be focused on what they do, and they cannot have a short-term goal. It is a long-term business.
Yes. You cannot look at it with perspective of short term.
No, you cannot say I get into it today, tomorrow I need gains. No. You need a lot of patience, you need perseverance, and I have seen over the years, perseverance pays. Short term will pay you short term.
Yeah.
But in the long term, you're going to struggle.
Right.
Perseverance and what you earn out of perseverance and patience will stand with you for a long time.
Because you have put in so much time to gain that.
Yeah.
Now, sir, after being at a very senior position, you're the managing director of Spectrum Pharmatech Consultants. You lead so many people. What is your take on leadership in the current generation of pharma?
See, not just pharma, I would say in the question of leadership, what is important is letting people make mistake and learn from mistake. You have to be a good follower to be a good leader. Leadership is not something which you can give someone as an award or give it on a platter. You have to be a good follower. Learn to be a follower to be a great leader. Once you do that, you come up the ranks, understand the pitfalls of every generation.
Yes.
Let your subordinates, I won't call them subordinates, let your team people know that you are part of them.
Yeah.
No award is for you, it's for the team. Without a team, you are nothing.
Right.
Like, I may be the best, but if I don't have my 2 hands and 2 legs, I'm nothing. So the whole body as a whole goes together. So it's a team which should be there. Always be a team player. Then people will allow you to lead them.
Now, sir, what do you exactly mean by being a good follower?
See, at some time, you have a leader whom you're following.
Okay.
So you be a good follower, look at the leader, learn from him. Tomorrow when you become a leader, use that.
Okay.
You cannot just become a leader.
Right.
If you're a follower, then become a leader. Even in the army, you start from lower level major, then you become a lieutenant and all that. You come up to be a general. You don't become a lateral entry to be a general. Unfortunately, in army, unlike other places, there's no lateral entry. You have to grow up the ladder.
Yes.
That is how the general becomes a great leader. Because he has seen right from the bottom what it is.
Right. So being a great follower is essential for being a great leader.
Yes, absolutely. If you're not a great follower, you cannot be a great leader.
Understood, sir. That is brilliant. Now that we have covered your journey and then the evolution that you have seen in the industry and leadership as well, we'd love to know more about your company and what it does.
Spectrum Pharmatech was started in 1995, as I said, as a small consulting company for, for pure as a GMP consultant. Over the years, from being a GMP consultant, we became an engineering consultant, focusing mainly on those days tablets, capsules.
Yeah.
Today we are a 160 people company with branches both in Mumbai, in Hyderabad. We have offices in Sri Lanka, in Thailand. Our growth, especially in the last decade, has been phenomenal. And our objective is to be known as the best engineering full service consultant in India. And we will continue to grow. And we have already planned the succession in the company. The next generation is prepared. They will take it forward. I'm sure about it.
Yes, sir. Brilliant. All the best on your journey.
Thank you.
For the Spectrum. Thank you so much for
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Pleasure talking to you.